Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Craft with Me Saturday morning. We're going to continue working in our Halloween/fall journal. And so I just spilled water all over behind me. So I'm trying to mop that up with some paper towels. Anyway, it is 7 a.m. Arizona time, which is where I am located at. Hopefully, it is not too early or too late for you guys to join me. I know you guys are spread out throughout the whole entire country. So we're going to be working in a junk journal today. We're going to make some spreads. We're going to focus on pockets and ephemera today and kind of working with some projects that we started last night. Today's Craft with Me is number 4, I believe, of the series for this September journal kit. And at the end of today, hopefully I will have all of my pages constructed and then start, kind of putting them in the right order for the journal and adding the pockets and ephemera. So major focus today is the pockets and ephemera. We'll see how far we get. And then for next week, I'll schedule a Friday Craft with Me live and a Saturday Craft with Me live. So we should be able to do that. If for some reason we're not able to, sorry about that. If for some reason we're not able to, then I will post that in the group and let you guys know what day it's been moved to. But for right now, I'm still planning on Craft with Me Friday and Saturday next week. Good morning, Jennifer. Good morning, Faith Ann. Hello, hello, and thanks for joining me. So I just posted it into Facebook groups, so it will take a minute before people get notifications. So we're just going to go ahead and get started. I was working on a couple of mixed media things, prepping some surfaces, because I didn't want to continue to take our time to do that. So I did prep some things. And then right before I went live, I grabbed a water bottle and it just kind of spilled everywhere. So I'm going to mop that up here in just a second. You can see I have some things over the shoulder drying what I sprayed this morning. So basically I took those paper doilies that I inked yesterday and I was like, well, there's got to be a faster, easier way to get the color on the doily. So I just took the paper doily and put it in the splat box and sprayed it with black oxide spray. If you have regular distress like stain, it will work better than oxide because oxide the black always turns a little gray. So that's what I did is I sprayed some doilies to prep them so that I can use them decorating the pages and ephemera today. And then I also sprayed some of the embossed backgrounds just with a different method, a different combination of sprays. And I'll show you guys those as soon as they're dry. And we'll play with them today. So let me go ahead and switch the camera down so that I can, there's everything. Everything's a mess right now. Let me switch the camera down and then I will clean up my water spill and we will get started. Sorry, everything is a mess on my desk. So no, I just need to mop up this water quick. It's not a terrible, it didn't ruin a bunch of things. It just ruined a few things. Let me clean this up quick and then we'll get started. We should be good there. I got most of it. So, this water bottle, I don't know if you've ever gotten water bottles where they will not sit straight. They're plastic water bottles, which, I normally just use the reusable cup. However, I can't drink cold water right now. Cold water still, for whatever reason, is hurting. So, no cold water for me. Let me move these things somewhere. I have this little bin that I started putting the Tim Holtz ephemera in. And then these are the background pages that we made last night. So I don't know if you guys were all around, but we did these backgrounds yesterday. So I'm going to go ahead and cut them up and we'll start there into pockets, tags, whatever, journal cards, I don't know. But we're going to cut those up and start with those. And then I did start putting some of the Halloween ephemera in this bucket. Let me move some things out of the way. This desk always gets so very crowded. So I just left everything out from yesterday. So let's go ahead and get started. I need a paper cutter. Hello, Ria. Good morning. Good morning, Credence Kalari. Good morning. So let's cut these down and make something out of these. Yeah, there's water here too. Water bottles are dangerous in this room. There's way too much paper to have open water bottles. And I could have poured it in the cup, but just figured a water bottle, like I would be, old enough to not spill my water bottle kind of a thing. Okie dokie. So we have some of these, and I'll trim those down with the chopper probably. But for these larger sheets, let's cut them. And I need a page that is roughly this size. Maybe I'll just make 2 smaller pages. So just eyeball measuring, measure your pages to fit your journal. I'm going to do 2 smaller pages. I think that's fine. So let's just cut this guy roughly in half. I'm just going to eyeball him. It doesn't really matter. The pages can be any size that you want them to be. It even cuts like, I said this paper's like TP. It really does feel like TP, and it pulls apart and cuts like TP also. Okay. Maybe I'll just do 1 page like this, and then some tags or something, some tag backgrounds. We got to start anyway. So this one, maybe I will not do a page. Maybe I will, because I already have a Braille page in there. Maybe I'll just cut it up for ephemera. I'm trying to figure out where's the best place to cut it. I'm going to make a pocket, and my pockets for this journal, I'm going to do 3.5 inches deep. So I could use this as a pocket. It could also be just a tag base. So let's go ahead and cut this up. And I'm just going to do 3.5 inches. It's a good size. This one I'll leave big. And then let's cut this one up. This is just Braille paper. If you weren't here yesterday, this is Braille paper that was sprayed with oxide sprays. It doesn't have anything else on it other than oxide sprays. That's that. Here's another page with the splatter. And so I think these little half pages, maybe I should just go ahead and cut them into tags. So these little guys, and I'll save the larger sheet for pages. So let's go ahead and cut these up into tags. My tags, I'm also just going to cut at 3.5, I think. Maybe 3. I don't know. This page is a weird size also. So let's just do 3 inches. And then for this one, I'm just going to kind of make some skinny tags, I guess. The paper is so weird. Do you see how like it pulls apart? And apparently there is some sprays that are still wet or something coming off on there. There's those. And this one. So I prepped a whole lot of things. All of our videos so far have been pretty much prepping. We made the journal cover, the front cover, back cover. It kind of chewed up the paper there for whatever reason. It doesn't like this toilet paper. It's not really toilet paper, but it feels like it. So I prepped a whole lot of things. We have master boards that we pre-prepped. This one I'm going to cut at 6 inches. I'm going to cut it at 3. Maybe we'll do 3.5. Let's do 3.5 today. 3.5, and we can make that into pockets. I don't think that's cut was straight, but yeah, that's fine. And then let's do it this way. I'm going to do it one more time. I'm going to go 3 inches this way. And then I'm going to cut these down into tags. So I prepped a whole bunch of things is what I'm trying to say. So all of our time so far has been pretty much just prepping things. From this point on, we prepped, you know, we did the journal cover. I made some pages. I constructed the bases of pages, you know, and I've constructed a whole bunch of things that we can use as backgrounds and just decorate. I probably could have stamped these ahead of time, but I just decided that I'm going to cut them first and then stamp them. And then for my pockets, I have enough room where I can do a 6-inch pocket on some places. So I went ahead and left those at 6 inches. They could be long tags also. Now this one is the one I cut at 3.5. And I'm going to cut this one into 5.5-inch pocket. And then that leaves me a 7-inch pocket. And on that one, I really do want to cut it down to 5.5. And I'd rather have this edge stay on my pocket. So I'm just going to cut this little strip off. I won't throw it away. It'll be a tag charm. These pages get your hands dirty still. I don't know why the oxide is still reacting, but it is. So anyway, I'm going to cut this one at 3.5 again. And then I'm going to cut this at 3. And then I'll cut these this way at 3 for tags. So I'm going to stamp and emboss throughout my journal. The stamping, mostly backgrounds. And then when I'm done with the journal, I'll flip through, and any page that needs embellishing, I will just, you know, do some embossing or some stamping on the page, like down in the corners of the writing pages or something along that lines. So I'm going to do 2 6-inch pockets out of this. So we've got a head start on doing a background. Now, if you think about these, you could put like a light colored, like a gray or a light taupey color stamp in the background also, and then we'll decorate it from there. These could also be journal cards or tags, but I think I'm going to make them pockets. I need to, right away off the bat, clean my hands again. I don't know what's going on, but oxide is still kind of rubbing off onto my fingers. So let me see how much I got already off of just touching those papers. So let's clean here for a second. Yeah, even the ruler that went on top of it. Interesting. I don't know why it's still kind of like leafing off, but it is. Even down here. Okay, that's those. Let's chop up some of the mixed media things we did on day 2, I believe, last week, Saturday last week. Let's cut up some of those. I need a place to put this. Good morning, Vintage Halloween by Clint. Good morning, good morning. Very strange paper. It really is. Like I said, I do not advise buying it, but it was already here. So these are some of the mixed media things. I have still a whole bunch of blank ones, stamped and pasted and all kinds of things. These things are good to go. These ones are the ones we need to chop up. So, I may not chop all these right here. Maybe I should. I don't know. Let's just see how it goes for a minute. So I'm just going to chop where I think it goes. Chopping through some paste. Yeah. So we're going to trim off all these little edges. So that we end up with a beautiful tag and or pocket. Okay. This one's a little over the line. So that's that one trimmed down. Now I know he looks like a hot mess on camera. He always does, but in real life, he is beautiful. The hot pink area that you're seeing, it's not really hot pink, but he's beautiful in real life. He looks much more like this in real life, but less hot pink. Anyway, so let's just trim some of these down while we're here. I maybe won't trim the whole pile because I don't want to waste our time, but we prepped these. We did a whole bunch of paste, and then we did oxide sprays and the spritzes and various other things to them. And then these little bits at the bottom, first of all, this was watercolor cardstock. These little bits at the bottom, I'm just going to save those, and those can also be tag charms. If you're not familiar with what a tag charm is, it's basically exactly what it says it is. They're little tiny leftover paper bits that you then, so for this guy here, he might get cut down half, like into quarters, or I might just leave him long like this. And then you can stamp a little thing or, you know, put a little decoration. And it's just a little dangle that you dangle off the top of a tag. So like if I made this a tag shape and put a hole in the center, then I could dangle some little charms off if I wanted to. But these aren't trash. I will save them and use them for another purpose. So how are you guys all doing on Saturday morning? I hope that you guys get out some crafting supplies and craft along. Most of what I'm doing today will be decorating, I hope. The prep work always takes the longest, and I think we've knocked quite a bit of that out. This one I really don't need to trim that much. And then on this side, we'll just line it up with the paste. So all of these were different pastes, texture pastes from Liquitex, and then a variety, black paste from Nuvo, green paste. These were black crackle and green crackle paste pastes that we put through stencils. And I don't know, there was a copper one, there was a gold one. We did so many different pastes through stencils. Again, this one didn't need much trimmed, but these ones are good to go. I don't know how much of that you can see, but these ones are good to go. This guy needs trimmed, and then our glass bead ones need trimmed. So this one was really just kind of an experiment. What I would advise doing if you're like me and you only have the oxides is spray the oxides and then stamp over top. The oxide pretty much hid everything that was underneath of it because it turns so milky. It kind of hides everything. So just be aware, you know, you might have to stamp over the top of oxide, even though you kind of want it to look like a background stamp. I might leave that like that. So the glass bead paste came out absolutely beautiful. Glass bead paste basically looks like little colored rhinestones when you put an inked background behind it. The glass bead paste dries. It's textural. It looks like little tiny glass beads that are all sparkly. And so that was Liquitex Glass Bead Gel. And so for my journals, I am going to put quite a bit of mixed media stuff in them. I may even get out the jelly plate. We'll have to wait and see. We're almost done with this process. Jelly plating is just such a messy thing for me that I don't know if I can do it in this room. You need quite a bit of space and you need quite a bit of drying space. So we'll see. This is another glass bead one. I don't know how much glass beads you guys can see right there. Those are the little glass beads. It's really pretty in the background. This is a huge paper, so we're going to need to, let's see, you might be able to get it in here. Yes, we can. And that's what happens when you hit your paste. Let's trim these down quick. I'll do a better job and not hit my paste and make it easier on myself. So these ones, I'm making 3 journals, so I kind of tried to do some things in 3s so I can have 3 tags or pockets or whatever they end up being. I try to make journals in sets of 3. You have everything out. It's just kind of easy to just keep going with it, in my opinion. And then the tops of these, let's trim. I'm going to leave these. I might leave the top. The top doesn't have like much paste up there, but we could trim off some of the bottom maybe. So I'm going to leave these for now because they also could be this way for pockets. So I'm just not sure how we want them. This was also glass bead, but the glass bead in this one, how am I going to show this to you? I don't know if my camera will even attempt to focus. There it goes. So these are those sprays over top of glass beads, and it kind of looks a hot mess again, but it is really, really pretty in real life. I don't know how to show you, but really pretty in real life. It doesn't look, the colors for whatever reason don't show up. And then these were just background pages that I put, we used Stencil Resist or Resist spray, Distress Resist spray. So I'm going to cut out some of these images and we'll use those also. So this was a bunch of different stencils with resist spray put through them. And I'll just trim these down so that it makes more sense, right? This is resist spray put through a stencil, and it has some stamping in the background. I'm going to trim it this way first. This one might just stay like that as a large journaling card. And they need more done to them. They're not finished, but the background layer is there, and that was the goal. The goal was not finished product at this point. The goal was background layer. So again, that's a great background layer. It could be a pocket going this way. So see, when you trim them down, they actually kind of let you hone in on the focal point. I'm going to trim this edge just a little bit. That line is a little too strong for me. They look great trimmed down. I'm going to do this one still. And so I just took a sheet of cardstock, just regular cardstock for these, and I stamped a background, and then I put the Stencil Resist or the Resist spray through a stencil. And then from there, I sprayed some ink over top of it. Now I only had Distress spray for spraying color. You would be better using spray stain, but that was not an option for me. So there's that one. I think they came out great for what they started as. I think they came out great. This is the same thing. So let's go ahead and cut this one down. this in different, but start here. Trying to figure out how these go. Trying to follow the stencil just so I can maximize the look. And again, all these little bits that I'm cutting off, if you know, if there's something on them that's worth saving, then I'll save the little bit. This one came out pretty cool too. It was kind of fun to do these. You just got what you got, right? It's kind of like doing a masterboard and then cutting it over so you only see the back and then cutting it up into little tags. It's kind of the same look. Like you don't know what you're going to get until you cut it up. So that's kind of fun. This one needs a little trim on the side. So we just got that out of that one. Who knows what he'll be in the end? It was sure fun making all these things though. And even if you didn't use them all in your journal, like, you know, I made a lot because I'm making 3 journals, but if you're just making one journal, maybe you save some of these and just have them as prepared backgrounds for other things, other journals. These 2 were the very first ones that I did. They have Stencil Resist, or I don't know why I keep calling it Stencil Resist. They have resist spray on them. They have a stamped background, but they are so oxidey, it kind of washed out everything. I'm going to attempt to cut them and hopefully they will look better in the end. They're very backgroundy, so that's okay. But like I said, if you had stains, these would have been beautiful with spray stain. However, because they only had oxide, everything got super, super milky. And since these were the first ones that I did, you know, I knew it was going to get milky. I just didn't expect it to cover quite as much as it did. So we have a little skinny tag or something. It was an experiment. And now we know that if you use oxide, it really covers. Like, you can barely see my stamping back there. And in some instances, the oxide is just so overpowering that you really just get a hint of a background. So we cut those. I think I'm going to leave these for now. So, you know, you can see something. You can see a little ledger stamp and you can see the resist spray, but it's very milky because of the oxide. This one too, this one covered pretty much everything that was back there. Like you can see there was some spider webs back there and there was all kinds of other things, but you really can't see it now. So I'm just going to cut them up and we'll just use them as kind of like, you know, just a background for something else. If you do it and you don't like it, it really just needs another layer. That's kind of, I think, some of the things I have liked the best. All they needed was another layer, and then I loved them. Not always, but more often than not, if you just put more on there, you end up with something that you like. So this could be a tag. So when you cut it down, you can totally see an entirely like different way of looking at it, right? Let's see. This one I think I might leave for now. You can't really see any stamping behind there. A tiny hint here or there. Those ones kind of look like a hot mess right now, but you know, they're just a background. We'll layer other things on top of it. So that was everything that we did last Saturday. And then let me show you quick the things that I did today to prep for it. I didn't do too much, but just a couple little things. these thingies. So these ones, these three were just embossed white cardstock that I sprayed black, and then I sprayed the spritzes on. So the spritzes are mica, colored mica. So there's green and purple on here, and I don't know how to show it to you. It's black now with green and purple over it. And it is much more green and purple in real life. Like, you basically can't see any of it here, but it is much prettier in person than it is here. I don't know how to show it to you. I'm trying. And I was thinking about maybe even sanding back some of the high points. It is on white cardstock, so it will expose it white. But I wondered if we sanded it back a little bit and then put some ink over top of the white, regular ink, maybe it would be a different cool look. I don't know. These ones are still a little bit damp, so maybe I won't trim them just yet. This one is also black with purple and green on it. You again can't really see it. Same here. Black with purple and green. I'm going to let these dry just a little bit more because they're embossed. I don't want to run them through the chopper just yet. This was one of the ones that we did with paste last week. And it again has black with purple and green, but the paste is the flower stencil. That's what you're seeing. And that is actually a gold paste. So you'll have to take my word for these, that they look decent. These are just paper doilies that were white that I sprayed with black spray so that I could have the black lace doily to work with to decorate ephemera. It was just an easier way of doing it black without having to ink the whole thing. So because I had the splat box out, we did them. I'm going to put these back out to dry. These ones I'll keep off to the side so that we can use them to decorate today. You can see some, yay! I feel like people just say, sure, it looks like that. Okay, and every time I touch the stuff with oxide, it's just coming off on my fingers. Hello, Susan, good morning. Hello, Catherine, good morning. Good morning, good morning. The glass bead medium, you can die cut through it with a steel rule die sometimes. I would not recommend die cutting through. If you have a thin metal die, you will not cut through the bead stuff. The steel rule, sometimes you might damage your steel rule. I would not recommend it. Glass bead gel, it is literal pieces of glass. They're little tiny round beads suspended in a clear medium that dries clear. So because it's so thick and dimensional, like let me show you on this brown one. Hopefully you guys will see, like, it's on there very thick and it is literal glass beads. So like you wouldn't die cut glass beads. So I don't think it would be a good idea. Like, I'm trying to show you the dimension. They stick up quite a bit, like they're raised. So I don't think you can die cut through it successfully. You can try, but try with some dye that you don't care if you ruin, would be my advice. That sounds terrible, but yours is pretty thick. Yes, yes. Glass bead gel, if you're looking for it, it's Liquitex, and you can get it on Amazon. I believe it's like $15 or something. At least it was years ago when I bought mine. Let's see. Faith Ann, you were the first one in this morning. Thanks so much for being here. Awesome, awesome. I always like to call out who was here first. I don't know why. It's like you're here first. That's kind of like a special thing. So let's pick out all of these little guys now that I've cleaned my hand and I'm touching them again. These little strips, I don't think I'm going to save these little mixed media strips. Someone's probably going to cry if I throw them in the trash, but I don't know. I just don't feel like I need to save them. I feel like I should just start a box, because every time I say I'm going to throw something away, somebody's like, oh, don't throw it away. You could do this, this, and this. And I kind of feel like I should just start a box and start putting all of these kind of things in a box. And then when somebody says, oh, you know, you shouldn't throw that away, I'll just send them the box of whatever it is. It seems silly, but anyway, I don't I don't really like, you could put them in little, clusters or whatever, but I just don't think I'm going to. So I'm just going to toss them. I have a million paper strips I did save. I think I can let those ones go. So for these guys, these are all the offcuts of our pages. They're pretty plain for the most part, but I think we can do little charms or tiny tags out of the backgrounds. So I'm just going to pile them up kind of by size quick, and we will move on. We'll save these for a later project, like at the very end when we need to embellish something. But for charms, these ones will work this size, and they're really like, this is 1/2 inch by maybe 2.5 inches. So some of these other ones definitely could be little tags. So I'm just going to put them in a bucket and we'll save them. We also had inky tags, and the inky background tags, I definitely need to make some more. They came out pretty cute. So this was just smudging down some ink and, running the tags through it. The little white areas that didn't get any ink, I'm just going to ink with a dauber. So they came out cute. I need to make some more of those. I won't do it today, but let me move these things and then we'll start decorating something. I need to pile this stuff up too. Normally I would pile it by size, but for time's sake, at least it's all cut down and ready to decorate. And we did a huge pile. Like I said, there's 3 journals, so we have plenty to play with. A little toilet paper. These are our pages. These are journal cards or tags. And these are pages. Oops, I forgot to cut those down. So these are pages, the bigger sheets here. These need trimmed. This is a page that we didn't play with yet. I got it out yesterday. I'm going to put those up there. And these can all go in a bin. So this bin that I have all this ephemera in, let's just go ahead and set these in there for now. There's so much, it doesn't want to stay. So that's my cute little bin for this project so far. There's a giant bin also. Okay, let me cut these down quick. And then we'll finally be done trimming and can move on. This guy, I don't know what I want to do with him yet, and he's embossed all the way around edge to edge, so I'm just going to leave him. But this one needs trimmed. I love the way these ones came out. I did a lighter and a darker one. And this was just embossed paper with sprays over it. And I really enjoyed putting these sprays. These were Glimmer Mists. Glimmer Mists are old product that I have just sitting around. My stencil is a little crooked, or my embossing folder is a little crooked. So let me trim that again. So these were done with Glimmer Mists. And so it looks the color of this, but the Glimmer Mist has this beautiful, beautiful sparkle over it. I don't know if you can see it, but anyway, again, I'm going to throw the super skinny ones away, and I'll save those with the rest of the little charms. And we'll throw those away. And now we're done. Good morning, Kim. Good morning. Good morning. I'm always better, in a better mood, happier. I don't know. Hello, Diana. In the morning after a full day of work. Kind of opalescent. Yes, kind of. The Glimmer Mist, the mica is much, much finer. It's similar to Tim Holtz. What does he call the mica sprays that he just got? Spritzes. It's similar to those, except for the Tattered Angels Glimmer Mists. That's what they're called. They also have color in. So I think Tim Holtz also has a mica spray with color mixed in it. I don't know what those are called. I don't have them, but I'm going to clean this up a little bit. But they were old and that's what I had. So that's what I used. All right. We're finally ready. Finally. All right. Let's figure out what we want to play with first. So if you weren't able to be here yesterday or you didn't stay into the end, this is the journal I'm working on. It is a ring bound journal. It starts out with this gigantic oversized bingo card, and the little bingo card has the little doors that slide so you can, do whatever you want. I made a template for all of my pages. That's what this guy is. And then these are pages that I've kind of started to prep for it. Didn't, do anything with them other than prepping them. I made them super thick pages, and I just wanted to show this in case quickly, like I won't go through the whole thing, but this is kind of the feel of the journal so far. Like I said, those are just prepped page bases. And then what we did yesterday, as far as pages go, are these two. And we did this little tag. So the little tag has a little pocket back here also behind, a little pocket here. It doesn't have anything in it at the moment, but we did that. So I don't know if you guys can see the little guy. Okay. And then we did this one. This one is a plain certificate. It looks like this on the back. And because when I punched my template, I wasn't paying attention. I got really close to the edge. So I put some of Tim's faux distress, like aged tape on there. And that will sturdy it up. That's a good way to use that tape. And that's the bottom pocket. And then we did this one. So these are the pages that are decorated so far. I have two and one piece of ephemera. I didn't go get a butterfly. This page right here, there's a butterfly that's going right here. I kind of forgot. I need to go in the other room and grab a larger orange butterfly for right there. And so that's why that's there, to kind of remind me to go get a butterfly, but obviously I already forgot. So anyway, we have these four pages? 3 pages, plus this one's out for whatever reason for us to play with. I don't know what I want to do on these pages yet. I really think we're at the point where I need to decide the order of my pages, because if we keep going and we just pull pages out randomly and decorate them, they're okay because I'm making 3 journals. I can make it work in one of the 3 journals, but you need to decide, where you're punching your holes, like what your orientation of your page is. Some of them, it's not going to matter. Like this one, it really wouldn't matter because it's the same on both sides. But some of these other ones, you need to decide, do you want your holes over here on this side for the plain one, or do you want your holes on this side for the decorated one? It's just going to, when you lay out your journal, you kind of want to plan for your pockets, and you don't want a pocket. You don't necessarily want a pocket and a pocket. I would rather have a pocket and then, a plain page that's just decorated, or writing space or something. So I kind of want to organize my pages. I'm not sure that we're done making pages, but I guess we can just pull some out and play with them. But I'm afraid that I may end up, like, if we get too far into decorating the pages, I may end up where I have too many pockets on, so this one would go this way. I might have too many pockets on the right side and not enough pockets on the left side. So you kind of want to balance, whether you're putting your pocket on this side of the page or whether you're putting your pocket on this side of the page. You just kind of want to keep that in mind. I guess I can do that off camera and not waste our time with it today. I don't know where I want to begin today. I had a plan and now I forgot it. I cannot touch any more of the Distress Oxide stuff today. It just makes my hands feel so gross. I can't do it. I'll use the whole thing of baby wipes by the time we're done. Because see, there's so much on my hands again. that green, I mean, this is a clean baby wipe, and that green is all coming from my hands. I had clean hands this morning before I started, but I prepped some things. So let's just make some ephemera. You slept late. I had a 6 a.m. phone call that I had to do. And then, yeah, I got up at 5:30. I slept an hour and a half last night. 1 hour and a half. And so obviously I'm going to need a nap when this is over to finish sleeping. The Friday craft with me's are usually fine, except for, you know, I had packing and shipping to do last night. So, not really so much packing as far as that goes, but yeah, some invoicing and things like that to do. I needed to make some more, paper packs and take apart a couple of books because I don't have enough rag paper pages pulled. And so anyway, I worked on that stuff, and then I couldn't fall asleep because I had coffee yesterday. And I don't know how you guys are, but I don't drink coffee every day. But when I do drink coffee, it doesn't let me sleep that night. So hence the hour and a half of sleep. So I'll just take a nap later when we're done. I'm sure I'll be tired by the time this is over. So anyway, let's just play with some ephemera. Maybe we'll just make up, I have a pile of coffee dyed things. I know I want to do some embossing and stamping on some of those backgrounds, but I have a pile, let me grab it, of impossible to function. I know it will be eventually. We need to decorate these things. And I think these are just an easier jumping off point for me this morning. Let me find all of them. Okay, so these things. These guys with paste just need to go with the rest of the paste things. But the rest of this is coffee dyed ephemera. You guys got time cards in your journal kits if you purchased a journal kit. There are still journal kits available if anybody needs one. These time cards I coffee dyed. And then there's some policy envelopes, long policy envelopes that we could decorate. And these little things I use for flip outs in a journal. They're like money envelopes with these large flaps on them. So we could play with some of that. The first thing I want to play with and decorate are just these. And I just always, I don't always, but more than likely what I do with these is just fold up the time card. So it starts out long like this. And I just fold it up and give it a little pocket on this side. I leave this side so someone could write on it. And then we focus a little decoration here, cut it into a tag shape. If you wanted a tag shape, you could make a bigger pocket. For this one, I just made a little tiny skinny pocket. But let's go ahead and make those. They're an easy jumping off point for this morning. You may have to play it safe today with an hour and a half of sleep. I'm going to make these ones a little bit bigger of a pocket. That way we have a little more room to decorate. And I'm just going to go ahead and make the 3 of them. And then I want to make those little printed ephemera things. I bought the kit off of Etsy, so we could do that too. Those all need fussy cut though, so I don't know. I don't want to waste our time fussy cutting. I am feeling better. I am. I'm sure I will be tired today, but as long as I keep taking the antibiotic, I should be good. I need to go to the pharmacy today because it's Saturday and they will not be open tomorrow. So I've put a good bit of glue because it's cardstock, and we'll just kind of give that a minute to set. So these are easy ephemera pieces. If you didn't want to copy dye yours that came in your kit, you could just ink them. I was trying not to squish all my glue out, but it happened anyway. But we'll make these. And this little guy is just going to be that little tuck in the back. So what are you guys all up to today, Saturday morning? What you guys up to? Hopefully you're making something for a journal, crafting, doing something. I just think the weekends are more enjoyable for me when I get a little crafty time in. So I hope that you guys are able to get a little crafty time in. Crafty time for me is relaxing time. I enjoy it so much that I don't know. So you can tell the difference between a large pocket and a small pocket. Maybe I could have went somewhere in the middle, but that's the way we did them. I am going to cut these into a tag shape, and I'm going to try this little guy again. I do not love him, but he might work for these. It's just a different way of like trimming the corner section. Can you see it there? Yeah. He is from Amazon. You could, you know, cut it with scissors and flip it over, but I just wanted to see how it was going to work with these. And because these are coffee dyed, after I cut anything that's been coffee dyed, I do like to go in and ink it. Because when you coffee dye, you get that natural colored edge. And then when you trim, you kind of trim that away. So I just like to put it back in the corners. And I might kind of ink these a little more anyway, even though they're coffee dyed. I should have thumb hole notched all of these before I folded them up and glued them. But my tired brain didn't, so now it is what it is. It is what it is. It's like one of my favorite sayings. I might be able to get a thumb hole notch in there. I'm not going to stress about it, but it would have been nice to do it, I guess. The little tuck one doesn't really matter. So there's those three. Clean up these little thingies. This is the only thing I don't like about that little punch is it doesn't keep them. It just spits them out. And I wish it had a sharper corner. I would prefer a little more of an angle taken off of them. But anyway, let's decorate these. For these ones, we're going to use Tim Holtz things. I did not print out any other digital. However, there is a pack of strips somewhere here, or not here, but I do have a pack of strips. Let me just put that there. The long strips might be good for going across the pockets. Let me see if we need those. There's these two, and we could cut these down. They don't have to stay this size. So for some of these, you can just cut out the little section that you want. Maybe the large numbers would be good on there. I don't know. Let's just look at them for a minute. And we could definitely use some of these as just little sections. I don't know. I gotta find something to use to cover these with. Let me use some paper as a background on some of this. I don't want to cover up the whole time card thing, just because that's kind of a background layer already in itself. But what if we did some of this paper? There's this little one. It's kind of yellow. There's these. I'm going to use these. So here's what I'm thinking of these. This is a vintage wallpaper that somebody scanned. I don't know if they've color altered it or if it was always this orange color. But I would like to kind of make this into like a washi tape and layer it up on the pocket with some other elements. So let me trim this down. And then let's make this one wide like this. Okay. So this is a printed digital from Graphics Fairy. And so what I'm thinking of doing is just kind of like it was washi tape and tearing it and maybe putting it somewhere on here. So because we fold the time card over, these words right here are upside down. So I would prefer to kind of work up there because this part isn't necessarily upside down. I mean, it's sideways, but so let's use it as some washi tape and then let's layer some other elements on there. And then this one, I can do the torn edge again. And we'll do it here. And this guy, he might be too big, too wide. But at least he'll have a good torn edge. Yeah, he is too wide. I tried to make a smaller one. Let's see if it'll fit. It does, but it covers up the whole thing. So for this one, I need to trim it again. And so I'm just going to cut it like this and trim off the border. I'll leave the little black border, but I won't have the little dots. So I'm just using it as washi tape, even though it is paper, and I'll glue it down. It was just something to cover. That'll be great. So then we'll tear it, and that'll be right there. You could make it come from this side even. I always decorate coming in from the left. I don't know why. I guess because we read left to right. So if I really wanted to cover up those words, I would go from this side in. It's just my brain can't do it. It's got to go that way. So let me throw those away. Amazon, I know. For craft supplies, it really is useful. And then I just start tucking bits in this bucket and we'll use them later. Let's glue these ones down as our first layer. Can't believe you missed last night. It was fun. I always enjoy it. I think you guys enjoy it or you wouldn't come probably. All right. Hopefully you guys are enjoying it. I know sometimes it's really like boring to just sit and watch someone craft, but I enjoy watching other people craft. I mean, there's certain people that I try to watch every day. I don't always, I'm not always successful in that endeavor, but I get behind in watching people's videos. But if I know Tim Holtz is doing a live today, and I will watch that later after I wake up from my nap, probably. He's doing ideology, I think, this morning for Christmas, so that's exciting. I already ordered all my Christmas ideology, but it's exciting to actually see it. I love it when he opens the packages and shows us every little bit that's inside of there. My little brain just, I don't know, it likes to see it. Oh, I've already ordered it, so it doesn't really matter, but so I'll watch and see. I like to see what everyone else on his design team makes out of it and his thoughts on how to use stuff. I think this one goes this way. And so I do have little bits overhanging on this side. I will trim those here in a minute. But that's kind of the first layer. And then let's get some focal points on there. Focal points will be in this little bin, and I'm just using a pack of Tim Holtz ephemera for the moment. I mean, I could put the little calling card on there. There's another calling card. Just simple little things. There's a 31 if I wanted to, since this is a movable piece of ephemera. I could do the little 31. I'm just digging through. It's just a pack of Tim Holtz ephemera, and I do promise to show you here in a minute. There's little time card, or not time cards, little flash cards. I don't know if we want to do like something small and linear like that. Let's see what else is in here. I might like the color of this one better. These ones are too wide. Oh, there's some things in here. There's this. Can't pick anything up. It's kind of big and it kind of covers a lot though. Same with the little, I don't know why I keep calling them time cards, the little calling cards. They kind of cover a lot. Maybe we won't use Tim Holtz little thingies in here. I don't know. Let me look at something else quick. I need little focal points. Maybe some bugs. Do we have bugs that we can cut out? I don't have bugs per se. What about tickets? What if we put tickets on there? Let me see how a ticket looks on there. It still needs a focal point, but that could go on there. I mean, it's just an easy layer at this point. I don't necessarily like the black and white when we've got coffee dye, so let's do this and then let's find a focal point. And some of these larger tickets that are in this book, some of the larger ones you can just use as little pieces of ephemera and tuck them into pockets. We might put some tickets in the pockets also. Let me just grab these ones out of here and we can stuff them in the pocket, as well as, you know, put one on the front. So I'll ink them. This one is kind of perforated strangely. So I'll see, now I ripped the back off. That's the downside to those. Oh well, it's more vintage and aged look. They're perforated with a very thin border in between the tickets. You might be better off cutting them. All the little ones pop out really easy. These big ones, a little rougher. But I'm just going to stick them in the pocket with whatever tag we make to go in there, or journal card or whatever. And these will just get clipped in more than likely, like paper clipped in. I have rusty paper clips and bulldog clips and things like that I'll be using rusty ephemera in this journal. Only need 3 of these, thank goodness. And see, that one didn't come out well either. Almost. There we go. There's 3 and this guy can go in the bucket. So I will just kind of tuck these in the pockets. And we'll put something else in there also, but those can go in there. And let's leave these out of the mix. So I need, and I might need to have to, did you guys get that? I might need to go onto Etsy and buy a Halloween digital with focal points. I'm not sure how many focal points I have. We could almost get one of these mugshotty looking stickers. They're a little bit too tall. But some kind of focal point. Pumpkins would be great. You could put little words on there. I don't know, I'm struggling. I need a focal point. There's little wallpaper pieces. I haven't seen the Halloween wallpaper die cut pieces. Let's look at that quick. Are they all, I mean, we already kind of have flowery wallpaper, don't we? Okay, not really what I was looking for. Fun to play with for another time, but not on this. We may have to cut these up. So like we could put the little picture of the children. I love to cut these little strips up. So we could put the little picture of the children on there. I don't know. I'm just struggling for focal points at the moment. There's these little children. Need the right size elements, basically. And the last one needs to be super skinny. I don't know if I want these bugs or not, but I don't mind cutting a strip up to find out. What if we did bugs? No, it's not the right shape, so I don't think these are going to work for that one. This little owl guy might work right here. I'll show you here in just a second. He might not have a ticket down here because he just can't fit, but that and then a little something over here in this area. Let's work with those. What else do I have to play with? I mean, I have lots of things. They're behind me. Okay, so this is kind of where we're at. Let me cut the little overhang off so you guys can see how it actually looks. That's kind of where we're at with this one. And then I was thinking about this piece. It has a little like vintage advertisement on it with an owl. And then we'll have to put something over here. Unless I trim it down and just use the owl, but we'd have to put something there. I don't know if I could get the ticket. I mean, it's not my favorite, but that's that one. This one, I think I'm just going to trim this photo down a tiny bit more and then kind of do something like this on there. I don't have any book page on there. Book page is always a good idea. This one needs trimmed. And then we'll do something like this on there. I mean, I don't want to cover this kid up, but something. It's a whole lot of straight lines. I don't know. It feels like it needs something on there, but I can't figure it out at the moment. So let me look what's behind me. Look and see what is behind me. For other ephemera, we have, there might be things in this pack. Oh, we have these. These are part of the journal kit. Maybe we'll use something out of the actual journal kit. That would be smart. Let's use these. Okay, that'll work. And then we can maybe make some tags out of these guys. Well, glad I got out of my chair. That's what happens on an hour and a half of sleep. I get lazy and I don't want to get up. Ooh, there's these little moth things too. Little moth thingies. Some transparencies, some different ephemera. I'm digging through my own ephemera buckets. And I also like these word books. So here's what I grabbed. I'm glad I got up because I wasn't happy with those that way. Hello, Carolyn. Hello, hello. So these little vintage stickers would actually be cute because they're the right size. So I might try to get some little vintage stickers on there. These little vintage stickers came in your kit. I pulled out of the bucket some offcuts of coffee dyed ledger backed on cardstock. So they're already ready to make tags out of. So I think we'll make the tags out of this and tuck those back there. I have a whole bunch of ephemera that I am just going to dump in this bucket. After I dig through it, we're going to put it in that bucket. This one is called Memoir. So that's that one. I don't know. It's not Halloween, but it has all kinds of regular, ephemera in it. And I'm just going to dump it in that bucket after we kind of dig through it. Again, I'm just looking for focal points. So there's lots of options. I like that when it says public school. So like maybe the time card belonged to a teacher. I don't know. Here's a ruler. We could do another layer that's length linear. This is just a number, but it's a good size number. Hopefully you guys can kind of see. Let me scoot up a little bit. Just a whole lot of little pieces in this one. These cute little bingo cards, I love just using as a pocket, like a bigger tag or a journal card, and then gluing this down as a pocket. I have had this pack many times. This is one of his like super old packs, and I really enjoy this pack. That yellow might be good with some of those stickers. I don't really want June in a Halloween journal. All those little books, I'm going to have to like put all those little books in a Ziploc bag. In Tim's kits, they always come with these little book scans, these little things. They're scans of the covers of books, and people make little tiny books. They actually put paper in them, and you fold them. There's a front cover, a back cover, and a spine here, and people actually make little books out of them. I don't do that. Here's another one. So I have a million of these things. I need to find a use for the little book covers if I'm not going to use them for books. So if anyone has an idea of how that bingo card would be cute in here eventually, how you can use the little book covers without making them into, I love this pack, without making them into books, let me know. So all these little tiny bits. And we found a couple little things we might play with. But the rest of this just goes in this bucket in no particular order. And we'll dig through it when we need ephemera. So let's play with what we have here now. Let's take away the little people. We can decide whether we want to use them or not. But I love this, that green one and this one. And I don't necessarily want to lose my ticket, but I don't know how you're going to get a ticket in there also. It's just a whole lot of things. So let's play with it and see. Like I'm pretty much covering up everything, including my torn edge, but let's keep playing. And then for this one, we might only get like a number and a focal point. So if I use these stickers, let me see if they will ink. I think that they will, but let me see. Yes, they will ink. And what might be a better idea is if you use that Tombow marker. And I'm just trying to ink the white border around the stickers. The Tombow marker is 942. It's this Tombow marker. And it's the one where you can kind of color. So these stickers have a white border. And if you run this marker over any type of white border, like your white border around your fussy cuts, it kind of inks, per se, the white border and makes it a little vintagey in color. And it is buildable. So if you let it dry in between layers, you can kind of build up the color because it is very, very light. And this color, like you can just be messy with it and color over top of, you know, your design, and it's not really that noticeable. So inking, I think, was a little darker. We might try inking, but I'm thinking about putting this cat right here on this little skinny pocket. So let me go ahead and do that because I think he would be cute right there. So let's do that. Don't throw away your packaging. I've made many things with the packaging. We will continue to make things with the packaging. So don't throw away your packaging. I'm going to try to, it is a sticker. These little guys are stickers. And I know some of you were like, why are these in my kit? They're useful little things. And I thought they were so very cute, but you do want to glue them. I know that they're a sticker, but you do want to glue them. The only thing is I think I want the cat over top of, I always do this, over top of my number. And I do want things inked. So that little glue cat needs to sit there a minute. You could fold the book in half and use it for a page tab. That is a great idea. That is a great idea. Good morning, Helen. Good morning. That's a great idea. Thank you for that. Now I have a use for them. So there's that. And let's get our little cat down there. I love this little pocket. He's so cute. He's so cute. It's a little curvy, but because it's coffee dyed, but it's so cute. I love it. That one's cute. I don't know how many more times I can say it. That one's cute. Okay, let's do a couple of these other little pockets. I don't know if I'm going to use stickers on them all, but the sticker was the right size for that little one. Let me ink the rest of these little elements. I know for sure, I think for sure these ones are going on here. What else can we do with little book covers? Anyone else have an idea? Hello, Joanne. Good morning. Sorry, I didn't see you there. My mouse was hovering right where you were. When the mouse hovers on a comment in StreamYard, it kind of, I don't know, makes it transparent to where you can't really see what's back there. And it was right over Joanne. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. So fun to get to wake up and craft again. Right now, these mornings, these Craft With Me lives are the only crafting time I'm getting in. So I don't know that we need a fourth element, but I went ahead and inked them. Let me see if I want to use these. The little pumpkin would be cute. Let me just kind of see. It's hard for me to see how I think I'm going to like something while it's on a strip. See, I think he might not be the right size for these pockets. I think we do need something bigger. So if I wasn't going to do that, we have these little moths. These moths, they came out for Halloween. They're on acetate. They're not stickers. They're just printed on transparency, I guess. I don't know. You could just do like a little moth on there. I don't know. I try to save the bigger moths for wings on people. Let's see. We have a giant moth. I don't like bugs, so I'm not loving the moths, but it is one way to do it. If I had orange butterflies in here, I would be really happy right now, but I don't. But we have more ephemera, so let's look at that. I'm still keeping all of this off to the side because those are possibilities. This is a different ephemera pack. This one is called, it's Halloween from last year. And I don't know what the difference is between the packs, but when I ordered my Halloween stuff from Simon Says Stamp, they had last year's Halloween also. So that's what this is. Let's just take a peek quick. See if I can find something. I kind of feel like, you know, obviously these are focal points in a way. I'm just, I don't know. I'm not loving the focal point. I don't know. I think they're more for layering. Here's a bigger orange butterfly. I might have to save that for this page. I'm putting it over there. But I did find bugs and butterflies, and those aren't in the new pack, so that was kind of cool. I don't know what else will be in here that we can use. There's a little owl. Here's some different bugs. That one's like super big and creepy looking. Here's a crow. The crow might be kind of cool right there. I'll leave the bug out in case, but there's different sized birds in this one and a lot of little bats. Hopefully you guys are also seeing all of the things. I'm trying to scoop these little bats up. They're very tiny and they're kind of getting everywhere. But there's labels. There's a little, I don't know if this is a beaker, what this is. He could go on there. The eyeballs are all in here still. Let me see. Yeah. Okay, so that's that one. Some lace pieces again and little things. Let me clean this one up and put this one in the bin. I do not think I'm going to use those little bats, but maybe. I don't know. Again, it's going in the bin. And that one has a lot of little tiny pieces. So if you find the one from last year, it just says Halloween on the top corner of the package. So his 2024 stuff says Halloween 2024. Last year's just says Halloween. And this was the ephemera pack. Then there's this one. And it is also a Halloween ephemera pack. And it is exactly the same pack that I just opened. So we'll save that. But I also have these. If you have any of his word books or words on the black, he has like a black plastic word sheet, and also these books that have little black sayings, black printed sayings in them. I thought about maybe using some of them in here. I don't use my word books often enough. Hidden paperclip or turn it into a charm. Yes, definitely. You need coffee or I need coffee? Because more than likely both, Helen. I need coffee to get my mojo going this morning. These are the snarky ones. I don't know that we're going to use it, but I think we could probably find some places in this journal to use the black ones. Something like that. I know it's probably hard to read upside down, but we might be able to use those. So those are here. I don't know. I think we might go with something like this. I know it's kind of playing it safe, but I'm struggling with these. And these were supposed to be easy. They were supposed to be easy, darn it. I really like the crow. I think this is just a little bit too big. So what if we went back to a ticket in the crow? What if we do this in the crow? You just have to keep playing. I think that's my favorite on that one. I do like this. But because it says drugstore, do I want to put this little cup with it? I don't know. I kind of like it all on there. So maybe we'll do that. Let me move these things out of the way. I'm just going to leave them there while we work on these. Let me ink everything and then I will glue it down. And we will move on. We'll make the tags for them. I need to start finishing pieces of ephemera and not leaving all the filling of the pockets to the end. So far we've made a few tags that have pockets and I don't want to leave it all to the end. So let's make 3 tags for these. The tags I'm going to put Tim Holtz people on, and there's going to be quite a few Tim Holtz people in this journal or in these journals. It is a Tim Holtz Halloween / vintage Halloween journal. So I think it's fine to put Tim Holtz people in there. I think I already did ink that one. And especially ink the black printed things. The white shows a lot on those. And I'm trying not to tear his feet off, but good enough. Let's do that. Hello, oh my vintage. Hello, hello. I'm doing well. How are you? I probably should just use art glitter. I think I'm going to. Glue stick and I are not getting along so far today. It's too sticky. Need to leave room for the cup. We have to work like a good 18 inches away from me, so it's hard to see everything. Goodness. All right, here we go. Let's put the little beaker on there. I think I'm just going to call this a beaker. I don't know. I think it is a beaker, but I could be wrong. It's not really where I wanted that. I don't want glue. And here's the little butterfly. The thing I don't like about art glitter is you can't really move things once you put them down. You have a very little quick second to put it into place. Like I would have probably preferred that up a little bit, but it's okay. It's not my favorite, but it's okay. I still want a thumbhole notch. I think they look better with a thumbhole notch. I'm just going to art glitter these so we can move on. I'm going to attempt to art glitter these. An hour and a half of sleep makes for interesting crafting for sure. Okay, so that crow is kind of big. Let's leave him some space. By the time I pick him up, he's fine on there. Let's leave him some space. There we go. Good morning, Shelley. Good morning. Some little dots of glue on his little feet. He'll go on there. I think he needs to go down. Again, would have preferred it in a little bit of a different position, but that's where it ended up. So that's okay. It's all right. Let me thumb hole punch these or attempt to, and then maybe I'll be happy with them. If it's not done in my brain, I can't leave. I can't. So I don't know if I'm going to get a thumb hole now. Definitely try to punch yours beforehand so you don't have to struggle with what I'm about to try to struggle with. I'm not going to be able to visually see it if I do it this way. And we've already decorated it, so I might just have to leave it, guys. Because I can't definitely get my punch in where I can see. And I'm afraid to blind punch it. Yeah, I'm going to leave it. After all that work, I don't want to mess it up. But it would have been better looking with a little notch out right there. I might have a thinner punch in the other room that can cut a little notch out, but I don't at the moment in here. So for now, that's those. I do want to ink these tickets because I am going to leave them in the pocket, but we're also going to make the tags. So let me get these inked. I need to re-ink my pad too. It's kind of getting dry. And you could cut off, see how it has those little rough bits? You could cut those off. Maybe just trim the tickets out of the book with a trimmer. I just left them. I am going to ink them though so that they're not white showing through. And you probably should ink the back of these, especially this one, because I tore it out of the book kind of crazy. But these are little, you know, journaling cards that someone can write something on if they wished to. So let's ink that. See where I tore it crazily? We'll just kind of over ink it. It's on kind of a craft paper, but the craft paper isn't like through and through craft paper. It does have a white core, I believe, or at least a lighter core. Okay, that's those. Now to put, to make tags. We have these offcuts. I'm going to put these in the decorating bucket. Let's cut these down to tag. So, yeah, I need one more strip. Let me grab one more strip. Sitting outside enjoying the last day of summer. Is today officially the last day of summer? I don't know these things. Where I live, it's always summer. Do I not have any more offcuts? Not looking like I do. So for that one, I have how about we do I need something to go into that other pocket as a tag. And I believe I have some index cards in here somewhere that are copy dyed. Let me find them. Yes, right here. So 2 will get ledger tags, 1 will get a decorated or stamped index card. So if you copy dye index cards and have them on hand anytime that you need, I think we'll do a tag in this one just because we have the height, but index cards need trimmed down just a little bit and it'll go back in there. And that's a good size for that pocket. So let's cut these. Desperately hold on to, yeah, I bet you do. I bet you do. Which one do we want? Maybe we want the green based one in here. I think so. So let me kind of eyeball where I want this little tag to go. I'm trying to leave myself a little bit to play with here. So we did that, and that will be for that one. And then for the other one, I'm just kind of eyeballing about where I want to tag. We have some very small journal cards and some tags. Oh, this needs trimmed down too. I forgot. He's too wide. He's the right height, but too wide. And because he's just a copy dyed index card, I can cut him wherever I want to cut him. Meaning I didn't have to worry about pattern. Okay. And then we're gonna make it into tags. There's that one. I think I'm just going to leave those at the bottom. And this one I'm going to make at the top. Very random. Okay. Awesome, awesome. Okay. Yeah, it's still 100 degrees. I think it was like 95 yesterday. And it's honestly cool for us. We normally would still be at 100 or over 100. We will be again shortly. But it has started to kind of cool off in the mornings. And by cool off, I mean 80 in the mornings. So there's that. All right, so we decided he was going in here. And we decided, I think this one can go in there. And then this guy in here. And let's decorate those. They might want these in different places. I have to try them and see. Nope, the other way. We're going to decorate it anyway. So once I get it out, we can leave it out. So like that. Okay. These are getting in my way. So now we need to do the whole decorating thing all over again. Hello, Sarah Lee. Hello, hello. Okay. First things first, I'm just going to run the inky tool around these. I am going to put I was going to put hole reinforcers at the top of the tags. I think I want to do that. Let me see. I think it just finishes them off. We need to put hole reinforcers in the big ones for sure, but maybe not in the small tags that are going in the pockets. Maybe not. And I'm just about ready for a new he really does need to be replaced, but I will continue to use him until he is too messy. I mean, he's already leaving little bits, but I'll continue to use him until he is way too messy. And inking both sides of this, because again, you know, somebody's gonna maybe write on the back of it. I don't know if people use my journals or just collect them and keep them. I don't know, but I'm always curious, like, you know, what people do with the things that they buy from me. Even on Tuesday's live sales, I'm always curious. And that's why I ask you guys to post what you're making so that I can see. Sometimes seeing how you guys use things can give me different ideas of different things to buy and bring in too. So on this one specifically, we need quite a focal point back there because he just has that skinny little pocket. On these two, the pockets really are the focal point. So I'm not so concerned with these two, but this one I am. So I know I want Tim Holtz people on them, and I should put the Tim Holtz people in the bucket, but for now I'll just kind of dig through them this way. And so we don't have a lot of width to work with. We do have some. Maybe the children, because it's kind of the children's journal kind of one. There's kind of a sweet looking little girl. I like the two. I think I'm just gonna go with that one on that one. And then we have a crow and a drugstore. So maybe on the drugstore one, we use a man. I'm sorry if you can't exactly see what it is I'm doing. I'm just digging through these people in here as much as I can without bending them. We have this man here, but these are like poses. So his arm needs to sit on something. And I like the old man, but I'm not sure that we're going to find something for him to sit his arm on. So there's a couple little girls. This is also a cute one for there. It's like the little costume kids. That's also a cute one for there. Let me find a different man, I think. So, sorry, these are Tim Holtz people for Halloween. They're different than his regular people. There's this man, but he's holding a cat. This lady with an umbrella would be really cute there. She's just too big. Maybe she is in here, but in a different size. We will have to see. I'm not finding the old man or the lady with the umbrella in a smaller size. Sad, very sad. There's this guy, but he's a little big, like he would have to be trimmed, I think. So these ones all are kind of on the large side. Yeah, too big. I still have hopes for a small size lady with an umbrella and a different man. But I mean, it doesn't look like I'm going to find it. He could go there, but he's honestly too big. No small lady with umbrella. So let me try to figure out how we can get her. She's just so big. There's no way. But I really liked her with the crow. We'll do that in a different section, maybe. So I think only the children are small enough to fit on these. But I can use regular Tim Holtz people. And so I'm going to go through those quick. So this was the Halloween pack. Both of those are just too big. So let me go through the other pack of Tim Holtz people to find people for those two. Hopefully they're in here somewhere. Regular Tim Holtz people of this pack. And this happens in shipping a lot with Tim Holtz things, and it really drives me crazy. If you ever got the photos, the found relatives, all of the sides of his packaging pretty much split open in shipping for me. And it sucks for me because I really do like to keep them in there up until a certain point. So when you get your box, normally these are just all over in your box because it split open in shipping on the sides. I just wish he would use reinforced packaging like I use when I ship my things in cellophane bags. The edges are reinforced, the sides are reinforced. So that's just my little pet peeve about the thing. Anyway, this pack does have some smaller people. She's too big. This is a little girl with an umbrella. I don't know if I want to put her with a crow. He would also go on there. Okay, I'll find the right person. This lady would be maybe my choice for the crow. Yes. Okay, we found that one. I'm still looking for an old man. They just have to look like they go with the pocket. In my opinion, they have to look like they go with the pocket. I think he would be fine, but if there's a smaller one, I will take that also. Or instead of a smaller man. Like he is smaller, but his arm is up there and he looks like a cab driver or something. So we'll not put him with the druggist. This is what happens. I got to be picky. Got to have it look right in my brain. I'm sorry. I promise I will not spend forever, but a minute. We need to get something finished today. So I'm not finding a smaller man. I don't know if there are smaller men, but I'm not finding one. So let's just use those that we have laid out there. Okay. Most of these, again, were children. So those can stay there. I'm going to drop that in the bucket because it's open on that side. This is a Halloween person. It needs to go in the other one. I'm going to put these kids on here. Some of the Tim Holtz things have little poke out things that you have to pop out. So that one will go on here. I think they're super cute. They're going to need something at the bottom. This one will go there, and she will go here. And then we just need to find little bits of Tim Holtz ephemera. It should be pretty simple to kind of layer up on there. First things first, let's ink that. That's awesome, Sarah Lee. Always a good day when you can get one of those sample books or whatever the case may be. They don't like to give those things out. I do have some, but I purchased mine. Wallpaper sample books and wallpaper samples. There is vintage packs, and by vintage, I mean everything from like 30s and 40s all the way to 80s and maybe early 90s wallpaper packs in my Etsy, but I haven't brought them to live sales in a long time. They sell really well in Etsy. I think people kind of go on there and search for them on there more than they do. Like, you know, you kind of have to need it, I guess. So they sell better in Etsy, I think, is my point with that. Okay, so here's the little people. Now we need to layer some stuff behind them. We already have these, and some of these are inked. So these little layery bits you might use, not necessarily those. And we need the ephemera pack again. These things. So I like my Tim Holtz people to either be close to the bottom or actually standing on something. Like she can't stand on anything. She's already pretty close, but I mean, you could just literally layer tickets on. He doesn't have any room to stand on anything either. This is a steam packet. I think we'll do this one here. And the kids, they can have that. We just used them because they're inked. Let's see what else I can find. Here's a drug company. Maybe we'll stick with the drug company theme. And we'll stick that back there. We'll see. Here's a different little kind of a shipping label thing. Can these kids stand on that? Maybe. I'm just quickly pulling things out at this moment. Don't really want purple. It's a number 3. What about instead of the drug company, a number 3? We just get that with him in there. Kind of. Where are those strips that I keep passing up every time I dig in this bucket? The strips would be good because we have some length here to cover up. Here's the strips. This one would be cute. I can't show it all though, but it would be cute in here because it's the little kids. I want to get that in there, but it covers up too much. It says for skill and amusement only. You get it all the way over there and you can kind of read it. It kind of competes with the kids though. It's just too big, but I like it and wish there was a smaller one. There's this thing. These are those strips I was talking about that I keep trying to use. Do I like the strip? Do I not like the strip? Maybe they stand on this ticket. So it's just layering up ephemera. Here's the little poison label because it's a druggist. I don't know. How about for external use only? I don't know some of them. I don't know. Here's a different external use. Here's a red external use. That's all I can find right now is external use. I need to use them up on the druggist thing because I will probably never use them in anything else. There's calling cards. Maybe we put postage stamps on these things. Different little tags and everything else is big. So let's look at these and try to fix what we've got going on here. There needs to be something across the bottom for her. I might rather have this going across the bottom right there. How about a measuring tape? We have this one for measuring. What if we put it along the side? I kind of like that one. And this little one. Are you guys enjoying my process? Probably not so much right now. You're like, just stick something down there. It doesn't matter. Just stick something down there. Is he like supposed to be holding something in his hand? No, not necessarily. I don't know where that's going, but somewhere on there. I think I am going to use the red one, and then this ticket also has red, and he can kind of, he can't stand on it, but I don't know where this ticket goes, but it does go on here. We have to play with that one. And then this little girl, I don't want to put poison on there, but maybe I do. I think I might have to. I don't know. She needs to stand on something. I know there was more strips. Hold on a second. It's almost there. It's coming together. There's a fragile handle with care somebody could stand on. I'm looking again. This one says October. That might be kind of nice. I don't want blue. Here's another measuring tape thing. Let's use that. There's several of them. There's this one. These are what I was looking for. These strips. Okay. We're going to make it with whatever is here. I'm not going to dig in the bucket again. So let's play with this guy. I really want him to be smaller so I can get this on here, but maybe I just cover his feet right up and not care about his feet. These little children, I think we will do the ruler down the edge, them kind of there, and then something across the bottom. Do we want an October across the bottom? They look kind of like weird, like they're floating though. Just it needs something to tie it together there. But this lady, here's a different ruler that she could maybe stand on. I don't know that she has to stand on something, but I generally like them to. She already has a ticket. They don't really want the druggist thing, but maybe we'll have to. I'm good with it. We'll figure it out. This is the only one. And we said we were going to put external use only on him. I can't pick up these little pieces. And I promise I am going to read your chat here in a second. Where does this go? It's crossways? I don't know. I don't like it. What about this oval one? Can we get that one on there? No, it's like too many labels. Okay. He doesn't have a ticket. Can we put a ticket in there too? Maybe the ticket goes... I don't know. These were supposed to be easy. They were supposed to be easy. I'm just going to do it. I don't have to fuss over every little thing, but I just did a whole lot. Let's ink all of this quickly. I already inked the people, so we're just kind of going over the edge, and then we're gluing. And the order of these may change as I glue. I think I did ink those, and I inked that. Sorry. I need to turn my monitor also so it's easier for me to see. At one point I had 3 dozen. What are they? Yours gives them out for free? You're very lucky. I had to buy mine. I did find a wallpaper company that was selling vintage rolls, and that, I mean, they were selling them for just like, you know, hey, these are old. And I was like, yes, please. But they had all these vintage rolls of wallpaper. I'm just going to ink this whole thing, and then we'll cut off what we don't need. But I think all that's good. Okay. One at a time, little girl first. Not paying attention to pocket, just trying to do this. So order for her. I think we were just going to cover her feet up. And then she had this little ticket in here somewhere. And then a poison label. I think I would prefer a different piece of ephemera, honestly. That's fine. I don't think we even need this 4th element. So let's glue these. What I would really like is some little botanicals to play with. So I need to take some time and fussy cut out some like fall colored botanicals. And what would also be nice is if you layered some book page back here, but I didn't, so. I didn't, but you probably should. It would probably make collaging this a lot easier. Okay, does she have any cutouts? She doesn't. Ooh. So Joanne, did you and Dee craft together yesterday, or maybe you're going to at some point over the weekend? Joanne has a local crafting friend that she gets to hang out with and craft with. And that's always more fun if you craft with other people. I don't have a local crafting buddy. However, we're going to do a retreat. And so hopefully when I do the retreat, we'll get some local folks to come also. And then, you know, maybe I'll meet someone who lives locally who can craft with me. So he was a little bit of a challenge. I think he's going to have book page. And it's just because he's just a copy dyed index card. And I do have some scraps of book page right here. There's even a little bit of that. What would that look like back there? It needs to be torn. That's what it needs. It needs to be torn. Okay. So for rag paper torn scraps, this is my section. Let's use this. It's really large print though. That'll be good. Let's glue it. We can't be too picky. We've already spent an hour doing 3 little tags with pockets and other tags. Hello, Kindle. Good morning. So I'm going to glue right here and here. Hopefully you guys get to do something fun today or this weekend. So this is just a little torn scrap. So I'm going to give that a minute to dry because I overglued it. And then we'll cut around it. I will need to re-ink the top, but other than that, we'll be good. Super wet glue. This is antique German rag paper page. I'll wonder later why my scissors won't cut. Yuck, glue everywhere. So wet and sticky, I hate it. Okie dokie. That's so much better for me. So much better. It just was missing that layer and it was driving me crazy. I couldn't do it. Do I even want the 3 there now? I might not. I think we're going to put this there. And then a little something. We want this poison up there. Now I'm back to playing around. I don't know. Let's put these down. The poison. I think the poison. It's just very linear and I don't like it. You might have to do it down here. I'm going to do it down there. Okay, the man's going down first. They're great tags. Thank you for making me feel better about it. That's the hard part, is when you don't plan out your lives. Like, you literally just have, like, I had no idea what I was going to make today. I didn't know if we were making pages, if we were doing mixed media. I didn't know. But the hard part is just, you know, like, not having a plan, and you just literally have to just pick something up and start. And everyone is there watching. If If it's terrible and it doesn't come out, everyone is there watching. If it's great and everyone loves it, awesome. But that's the hard part about doing lives. If I did a pre-recorded video, I generally will make one of whatever I'm making off camera. And then, once I've got making that done, like I'll have all the supplies already there and I'll have one done and know exactly like the formula for putting a tag together or collaging or whatever. So pre-recorded is a lot easier. I could kind of use the same method for doing these videos where I've already done it ahead of time. But because we're making journals and we're doing kind of like start to finish, I don't pre-make one. But that's working. Okay. I kind of wish I would have put something different over there, but I might go back and play with it later. I don't know. I really think I just want a little book page and then the October in that. Let me find a little book page. I think it's just a missing layer. There's this one that has like Roman numerals. How can I get that on there? Not like that. That's how. It would have to go on this side and it's covering up too much. This one doesn't work for me. What else is over here? I didn't know something. See how it just keeps changing and changing and changing? Yeah, it does. So maybe they stand on some words and we have this October over here to the side and then I liked the October better at the bottom. So maybe we just tear some little book page. Yes. Okay. We did it. That one was a tough one for me. Goodness. I do enjoy the lives though. It's kind of a challenge, like mentally. It's just like, well, let's see how it works today. Let's see how many people actually watch. And then let's see if we like what we made, if they like what we've made together. So I can see through this rag paper page and I'm just kind of lining the text up exactly where I want it. I find it easier to just kind of glue it and then stick it. I think these were going first and then October, I think. So this one has this little ring, which I am going to attempt to glue the little ring. It's like children playing with one of those antique hoop toys. I think that's what this is, unless it's a hula hoop, but I'm just going to place them where I want them. I put all my glue afterwards. That'll be good. Hopefully, I don't know. I keep moving them. I got to remember the October is kind of big. Yeah, it is. So they need to go up if they can. There we go. And that'll cover up all that glue. Perfect. And then maybe a little something right here, like one of those little words would be good right there. If we can find a word that kind of goes with the children and Halloween. I'm sure there's something somewhere. I'm not putting it right at the bottom, but close. This is what takes so long, though, is the making of ephemera. Everything doesn't have to be decorated as much as I usually decorate mine, but I also sell the journals, so I kind of feel like, you know, you need to, you know, decorate it a lot. I just tore that little straight edge that was sticking out there on the end of the book page. Are my people down? No, they're not. I moved them a little too much and wiped away some of the glue. Messy, messy. There we go. No, no, thank you. Okay. Let me get this glue tip cleaned off. You like that with the words? Going with the flow? You don't measure only to sew in signatures. Buy it? Yep. Exactly. There's a lot of people who don't watch because I have to like take my time to choose things. And I know it's annoying, but what else are you going to do? You have to, you know, decorate things the way that your eye tells you you need to decorate it. You can't just like quickly make ugly things because that's what you have time to make, or you know, you feel like you're in a hurry. I think they could use like a little butterfly or a little word right here. The little snarky things might be cute on there because it's like kind of little children, so maybe fun. These are really big though, and what I really need is just a single word. You can cut these. There's I am fabulous and don't judge me. Wow, these are actually very, very funny. Very, very funny. It says, I've got a good heart, but this mouth, you're crazy is showing. You might want to tuck that back in. Very funny. I think I am fabulous might work. Let's check out I am fabulous. Doesn't really go with October. I don't know. Maybe I won't do it, but let's just see what it would look like on there. Like I am fabulous. I think I'm going to do it. I do like to ink the words. Just the white does show through a little bit. They have a white sticker backing. And it does show. And then for these, I only put them down with art glitter. The sticky is not as sticky on the little words as I would like it to be. They often kind of peel back up. So I'm just going to do that I am fabulous. Kind of like a little banner. Oops. Kind of like a little banner right there. I'm trying to move it. There we go. I am fabulous. These little children. That's cute. They still need a little something. I don't know what, but that's where they're at right now. And this is their pocket that they go in. Hopefully the tag actually fits in here. I didn't measure before I eyeballed it. So they're going to go in there. This little ticket's going to go in there. They're kind of in a little bit far. And then maybe this little ticket in there. Now that I have them in there, I kind of don't like the little ticket in there, but whatever. I don't know if it's going in there or it's not, but I'll leave it in there for now. They need to dry though before I actually stick them in their pocket or they will stick. This is this guy and he goes in here. We cut him down so I know he will fit, but see, I kind of don't like the tickets in there now, but I don't know. He's dry. We'll leave them in there. I think the ticket definitely has to go in front of him. See how fussy I am? Do you need to be this fussy? No, you don't. But you know what we do need to do is we need to put hole reinforcers in there. So let's go forward and do that hole reinforcer quick. What are we talking about? You like that with the words? I don't know if I already read that. I think I did. My glue is getting so clogged in the tip. I'm going to have to run it under hot water later. Hole reinforcers are right here. I have that one. I have that one. And I have this one. I need 6, and we have 4 plus these 2. I'm just darkening them because these are like shipping kind of tag looking things. So I like them to be dark. Like the original shipping tags, they all have like a dark ring around them. So that's what I'm making these. These are time cards, but same difference, I guess. They're manila, or they were manila before they were coffee dyed. Okay, let's do these. Quickly, quickly, quickly. I hate gluing these after I put vintage photo on them. I'm just going to quit doing it that way because it annoys me so very much. Art glitter is easier and less sticky. When I glue these, I get glue all over my fingers and I'm over it. The only thing with art glitter is you got to be like, have your placement down. So I'm going to eyeball it and we're going to place it. And then we'll hole punch that. You could do little charm dangles with these too. I'm like, what am I doing? Can't get it in. You could do little charm dangles with the holes. I cannot line this up for the life of me right now. Sort of. So, let's do this guy. And I'm going to try it this way and see how I like it. Because we're using art glitter, I can't just slide it into place. So I'm hole punching first, and then I'll put my reinforcers in. Okay. Let's art glitter the rest of these. Again, they're stickers, but it's not going to hold forever. And yep, even the backside. I bought a journal once. It was more to like support the maker. And the backside, like the front side of everything was like cute. But the backside of everything in the whole journal was blank, like just white paper. And you know, that's fine. That's how they did it. I just didn't know that. Like they would put a whole reinforcer on the front, but not a whole reinforcer on the back. Yeah. I was like, oh, okay. Well, you know, like different people do different things. That's fine. But I was just a little like, you know, like it doesn't take that long to just go ahead and put like coffee dyed paper or ink it with an ink dauber or something to like, you know. And it was kind of a, I don't know, more grungy of a journal too. And so I just, you know, I always try to do the backs. I don't usually leave things undecorated unless it is just like a little piece of ephemera that's tucked in. Occasionally I will leave those undecorated, but I do try to add something to the backs. If it's not coffee dyed paper, normally it's coffee dyed paper, but I just would hate for someone to buy a journal of mine and then be like, oh, all the backs are blank and like, you know, it cost X amount of money or whatever. I'm always worried about like, I want people to get the value, you know, like I just want to make sure everyone is happy with it when they get it. Okay, dokie, we did that. I think those are actually done now. Can we stuff them and be done and see the finished thing? Because it took like an hour to do that or 2 hours. I have no idea what time it is. It sure seemed like it took a while. There's those. Parking lot sale. Amazing fun treasures. That sounds fun. There is a sale coming up in my area. my 6 a.m. phone call was my buyers in France. And so that happens often where you got to get up early because they're hours and hours ahead of me. So that's what my 6 a.m. phone call was. But there is a sale coming up in my area. Goodness, that I think will have some treasures for us. I'm hoping my son is out of the hospital and everything is good with him in time for me to actually go to this sale. I think we are going to do it like that. Something like that. We honestly don't need this back there, but maybe I'll put it in the front. This one, for whatever reason, it's not perfectly lined up. There we go. This guy goes in here. They need rounded a little bit. So sometimes you have to like give it some shape to help your tag go in there. Your ephemera go in there. And I like to be able to see that whole reinforcer in the back there. I think these are really cute. I really am liking them. So these are ready to go in. They'll clip in. But anyway, there's a sale coming up in my area too I'm excited about, but I got other things to do first. At some point, I do have to stop buying. Yeah, at some point. Yeah, I think like this. Okay, there's those. We did it. We made it to the finish line. 51 degrees. That's awesome. That's awesome. Let me flip this monitor around so I can see. You crafted separate yesterday and together today. Awesome. Awesome. Well, hopefully she will share some pictures, or you can share pictures if she doesn't, want to share pictures of her own work. Some people don't like to share their own work because they feel like it's bragging. It's not bragging. You inspire other people. So I'm going to hold these 3 up as best as I can to give you guys a little look at them. But that's what we did. And then the backs are the time cards that people can write on. You could have folded your pockets the other way, and then you would have just the coffee dye on the back to write on. But I kind of thought maybe this would interfere too much. I don't know, but you could see there's 2 different looks here. You could just write on the coffee dyed, but for me, I did it this way. So those are done. Cool. I like them. We have a tiny little pile of ephemera. But hopefully I get some crafting time in the near future. What else do you want to make today, guys? What else do you want to make? It's 2.5 hours in. We'll go at least another half hour, maybe an hour. I haven't decorated any mixed media things. We left those. I have all of this stuff out to play with. And I have so much glue on my fingers right now. What else should we make? I need ideas. I'm asking for audience participation. You guys can tell me whether or not what you want me to do. I kind of wanted to make these little, she calls them clusters, but to me, they just look like clustered tags. But everything needs fussy cuts, so I don't know if you guys want to sit here while I do it. But, I have little pockets that we could make, but they're going to need collaged too. And where is the Italian paper that I brought in here that was the colors of fall? I put it somewhere and now I have lost it. So I'll need to find that too, because we can decorate the pockets faster with book paper and Italian paper. There was also those. So where did I put the Italian paper? I brought in a pile of fall colored Italian paper. Maybe this is just all printables. Let me look in the bucket behind me, because I can make some quick pockets if I can find that. Yes, it's in here. Good. Well, the Italian paper is, not necessarily the fall colored ones. What did I do with the fall colored ones, guys? Maybe I took them back out? Well, there's this pile. I'll need to dig through that and find some fall colored ones. And then also, I need some book page to collage, and there is some that is just loose laying in this bin. There's this music that's torn. These are all pages that tore out of the book, crooked and torn. And so those ones I keep off to the side to use in collage. So there's that. The base for the pockets can literally be your glue book pages. I really thought I had pulled the Italian for, oh, here's some. The Italian Florentine paper scraps. Come here. I think I see what I did now. I cut them small because we were doing a collage masterboard. So these are all very, very small pieces. Those can go back in there. But these bigger ones we might be able to use to collage on the sides of pockets. So the bigger ones will work. Let's stick with those. Put the small ones away for a masterboard. So we're using Italian Florentine paper, and we're using rag paper book page, old book page, whatever you want to do. Let me pull the fall colored ones out of here. I like this black marble. Unfortunately, it's no longer available, so we can't be getting more of that. We won't be getting more of that. Goodness. Okay, so here's some bigger sheets in fall colors. There's more bigger sheets in here that are also fall colors. But for now, let's play with these ones. This is a disaster area. So for pockets, as long as your paper is sturdy, you can use it as a base for a pocket. So these are brand new book pages that I use as glue book pages a lot of times. That's why they're like already cut. But today I'm going to glue them together and I'm going to make pockets out of them. And because I'm making wider pockets, I think we're going to have to use the book page sideways. It's not a problem, but My pockets need to be like this page is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 inches. Maybe we'll just do 5-inch pockets. But if you needed it, because my pages are like 7 inches, so I could have done a 6-inch pocket. We'll see. You could turn it sideways and use it because you're going to collage over it anyway. But some kind of sturdy paper that you don't mind if it pokes through and you see part of it, A, and B, it's sturdy enough where it's not going to just crumble when you attempt to glue it. My glue stick is super dry because I left it open. So I glue 2 together, or you can just glue one side and fold it. But I'm going to glue 2 together, and then we're going to get 2 pockets if we use the 5-inch size. You could use a bigger book page too. Unfortunately, this is the only one that is blue book quality sitting next to me. I can use rag paper. That's not a problem either, but just glue 2 pages together, and that gives you the strength for a pocket. So let's let that dry for a second and do another set. This glue stick is almost done. Yep. No, thank you. That needs to slide. I'll just do 3 if I end up making 6 pockets, then I do, but I've got 6 pages, so we'll make 3 glued together. Well, hopefully you guys get to work in your Halloween journals or fall journals or whatever journal you're on. Some of you are still on Italian ladies journals from last month. I technically still am because I didn't finish mine. But those are good projects to bring with me while my son's in the hospital too. You know, maybe I could finish some journals. I have like a dozen of them. Might actually have to put some in Etsy because there's a dozen done at the same time. That's never happened to me before. So anyway, let's do these. Let me see what one of my pages looks like size-wise and see if this got super messy on the back. So it's going to need to get covered. But if I do a 5-inch pocket, that's okay because we have to keep in mind that there's holes over here. We're just going to do 5s. It's all right. If you do a 6-inch pocket, you really do have to stick more than one piece of ephemera in there at the same time, which is what I've been doing anyway, but let's cut it. So if I cut this book page in half, I roughly get 4-inch pockets, which are pretty deep pockets. Normally my pockets are 3.5. But let's just see how 4-inch looks. I'll do these 6 pockets and we'll just collage them. Whether we use Florentine paper on all of them or not, I don't know, but let's collage them. So there's those. Now we have the book page layered down. From book page, you can do handwriting or handwritten paper. You could do a different color of book page, but with text, but that wouldn't be my preference. My preference would be handwriting or music, and then Florentine paper, and then a focal point. I do want to put some birds like blackbirds or crows or something, maybe owls, something like that. A flower would be good also on these. So we just need to choose Florentine paper. And that one can go there. But we're going to need handwriting, or you don't have to, but handwriting. Another layer over here. Preferably there's 3 things that go on a pocket or a tag, at least 3 things. 3 to 5 is normally what I do. For focal points for these, what do I have that's printed? That's the problem, is I really need focal points. So I'm going to have to work on that, and that's going to have to be a printable. Ooh, there's these, or this. This is kind of cool. This little glass cloche with the crow. Let me cut that out quick and we'll do that for a focal point on a pocket. I hope it's the right size. This is part of that kit that I was telling you guys about. But some little crows from Tim Holtz would be cool if you have other little crows. I know in the kit, we got the letterpress paper that has crows on it. You can fussy tear or cut one of those out. That would also work. I'm just going to print some, but now that he's on there, I don't love him, but you know, we didn't know that beforehand. So he'll just go off to the side. We'll use him eventually, just maybe not with this paper. So that's that one. We can do one with this paper. And one with this paper. Okay. So guys, I'm going to have to go. My son needs me for something, but just keep in mind, I'm going to come back and we're going to do these pockets next time. I'm sorry. My son needs me for something. I do need to go. Going to have to wrap up a little bit early. You guys have a great rest of your weekend. I'm sorry for cutting it short abruptly. He's ill. So I need to go, and I will be back as soon as I can. I don't know when. Sorry, guys. Thanks so much for joining. I'm so sorry for the abrupt ending. Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.